The Dershow.
When Israel was first established, the number of Christians in Lebanon, for example, was very extensive. I mean, the government of Lebanon was always divided into a Christian head of state or prime minister and a Muslim head of state or prime minister. It was a very, very divided country. The Gaza Strip had Christians, Christian Arabs, Greek Orthodox, Copts, and of course Bethlehem. I first went to Bethlehem in 1970, in the winter, Christmas of 1970. It was just beautiful, where Christianity all began. Israel had just won control of Bethlehem during the 67 war. Before that, obviously, no Jews were allowed in Bethlehem. But the Bethlehem of 1970 was beautiful. It was a great Christian event. And then, of course, what happened is, let's start with Lebanon. Lebanon just became Christian Rhine, like Judenrein. The Christians, many of them were forced to leave. And the Christians who lived in Gaza were forced to leave. The Muslim extremists in Hamas didn't want Christians, and they were forced to leave. And many Christians who made their home in Bethlehem for centuries were forced to leave. The only place in that area that Christians could really celebrate Christmas without any kind of fear was Israel. In Israel, Christians are exactly equal under the law to Jews and Muslims. And so Christian cities like Nazareth and Bethlehem, particularly the ones who were within Israel itself, like Nazareth, of course, the Christians thrived there. Their numbers increased. The only place in the Middle East where Christian numbers increased, that part of the Middle East, was in Israel itself. And so, don't talk to me about genocide against the Palestinians. The number of Palestinians have increased during this alleged genocide. The only groups that have decreased have been Christian Arabs, and they have decreased not as a result of anything Israel did. Israel welcomed them, as a result of what Muslim Arabs have done to them. So Merry Christmas to the few remaining Christians who live in Gaza, and the remaining Christians who live in Bethlehem and who live in Lebanon. May your numbers increase.